to live in Nigeria for 1 week, not talk about 6 months. And some of these lecturers have children. They have their own bills to pay. So those people they've made a hell of a sacrifice already. It's not easy to live in Nigeria with no money. So please, I praise them. I don't even want to criticize them at all. There's no criticism on the part of those people at all. They should be commended because they could have sold out and just continue to take the rubbish. But what they're saying is that government, implement what you agree with us. How difficult is that with the amount of wastage that is going on in the country? The lecturer should be commended, not criticized. And the problem of Nigeria is all these things that people want military to be increased, all this. Even if Nigeria had the number of people, the right number of people in the military, if you allocate money, somebody else will go and loot it. If you know how much they've been giving them, given as a budget, in the budget every year for the armed forces, you'll be shocked that most of that money is being stolen. If they give them money to go and buy equipment for the military, they will steal it. That's what's happening. So this decay is from the top. Is in every facet of life in Nigeria has collapsed. The corruption is endemic. It's gone into every single area. So even if you put the right number there will be no. If you give them money to buy the things to fight the war, they will steal the money. So until these people are rooted out and somebody actually come in and put a system of accountability in place that goes from the man on top, from the president, and goes down to every area, Nigeria is going nowhere. So it has to start from the top. And that's why we're saying, can Nigerians make the decision now to start afresh? Because as long as these same people are there, it doesn't matter what you implement. Even if they go and employ another 100 million people, it will not change anything, because if you employ them, they will be owing them salary. There are many state governments that are owing. So if you employ those people, some may not even pay them, or if they are paid, if they budget money to buy some equipment, they will steal the money. As long as it's the same people that are there, it doesn't matter. The policies are not going to work. Every area of life in Nigeria has collapsed. So we have to tell ourselves the truth and stop asking for things that we know are not going to happen in Nigeria. Asking for things that are not going to happen. Things will only happen in Nigeria when these people there are rooted out of government. Until those people are taken away, it's not going to stop. If you want to refer back to what this girl was talking about, this Sri Lanka, this thing, if Nigerians are able to rise up and actually go and get these people out, it takes either what happened in Sri Lanka to happen in Nigeria, or the second option, people don't want to do it like that, is to use their PVC, God willing, if this rubbish that's going on in Nigeria does not actually stop the election, because I'm beginning to get worried. If the election actually takes place and people do the right thing and get these people out, because if you get someone like Peter Obi, I'm not saying he's going to perform some miracle, but at least the man on top there, the minute he's not stealing, every other area, every other department in government cannot steal. If you're stealing, you have to be careful, because if you are caught, you will face the consequences. Until we have that system in place, it does not matter the beautiful policies we want to put in place. It does not matter how we dress it up to make it sound. It's all for naught. Tinubu is not going to implement anything, because Tinubu will come and keep the status quo. Atiku will not going to implement anything, because when they come, the first thing they're going to do is to surround themselves with their political friends and all their allies, and this corruption will not stop. You cannot give what you don't have. Tinubu and Atiku don't have what we want them to give to Nigeria. They don't have it. So if those two are there, nothing will change. Buhari cannot do it because he doesn't have it in him. So we need to start afresh. And the only way we can start afresh is to continue to campaign until that February and get these people out and start afresh. Once we get them out, then we can begin to plan and begin to have these beautiful plans of having a military, of having more people in the military, because then we are sure that they will be equipped properly. Okay, I'm sorry for somebody's cutting some grass in my garden. I'm sorry. So when all this thing is done, and then move somewhere else. When all this is done, then things will begin to take shape. So I think that is what we need to do. We need to start afresh. Okay. I really do the first step is to get these people out I think that's the start of Nigeria begin to heal. Until we get them out, nothing is going to change. So that is as far as I'm concerned, every other thing is secondary. We need to get them out, because if we don't get them out, we can't start. We're only going to start
Okay.
after we get them out. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Kachi, please, can I have a short, very short response to what he said?
I even wanted to talk to Mr. Tunaija. I even wanted to ask you a question. So good that we're thinking the same way right now. You know,
Good.
I've been seeing your comments saying that why are the lecturers asking for 6 months payments, you know, for not working? Why are they asking for 6 month payments? I'm just really surprised that you can be asking that, because these guys have been working without being paid. So I'm just really surprised that you can be asking all of this. You don't live in Nigeria. The hardship is just excess. I want to believe you send money home to your people. I want to know if the money you send on a normal day, has it doubled or has it tripled? These guys, most of them are family members, you know, family men and women that have responsibilities, they have people to cater for. That I'm not trying to be sentimental right now, or being emotional right now. I'm just trying to be factual. I'm being realistic here. So even if they've been paying them for the jobs that have been done, coming out right now to ask for those 6 months that they've been at home not being paid for, do you think is not justified?
Okay, question I will ask you or in reverse is, what is the incentive not to go on strike again?
No,
Give me one.
I'm the one
Because
doing the question then. Do you
okay,
think it's not justified? Because I've been seeing your comments, right? Saying that they
okay.
should not be asking for 6 months payments, whereas they've not been working. You know, somebody just told us now, Mr. Son of God just told us now that these guys have actually been working without being paid. But now I'm saying that even if they've been paid, you know, for the times that they were working, right? This 6 months that they've been at home, them demanding 6 months payments, are you saying it's not justified? Have you ever seen a senator or a minister come out to strike because they've not paid them? So I want to ask you, are you saying that them coming out to ask for the 6 month payment is not justified?
No.
Before you answer that one, please. Even before that 6 months payment, they're even talking this strike now. There's what we call IPPRS. They said the federal government asked them to sign for. Some of them that did not sign, they did not pay them up to date. As I speak with you, somebody died in University of Benin because he could not afford medical care. A
Look at
lecturer.
pensioners everywhere demanding, you know, it's just sad that these guys are not even proactive. They always wait until it gets so bad before they act. Anyways, I don't want to deviate from the question. I want Mr. Tunaja to answer this for me. Do you think them demanding their 6 month salary, meaning, are you saying it's not justified?
One, the reason why it's not justified to ask for that is, one, they did not do any work. The
What
students,
about the times that they worked and they were not paid?
they should be paid for that. If you do job, if you work, you get paid. And if you are fighting for the
I'm
students,
asking, what
honestly,
about the time that they worked and they've not been paid for? And how do you
then they
think
should be
they've
paid.
survived in all of? They should be paid for those ones that they worked.
Yes. And if you do the work, see, the reason why I say this, I say it for very, very, very important reason for accountability here. If you pay people regularly for going on strike for 6 months, 8 months, 3 months, if you do that, you are not giving them any disincentive to go on strike again, other than the fact that you believe that they care for the students. Why would you rest your system based on the goodwill of individuals? We know we as Nigerians will exploit every opportunity we get. We can't just leave things and say, oh, because they are fighting for the students. How are they fighting for the students? The students have been sitting at home. I know of somebody that was studying masters. He just started his degree. Within the first month, strike. He has not been back to school since then. And
And how
this
is
is
that
not
the
just now.
lecturer's fault? And how is
Hold
that
on.
asking for?
Hold on. This has been going on for decades. This is why it's their fault. If you keep doing the same thing over and over again and begin to see it as a symbiotic relationship that they have with the federal government to destroy the tertiary education of Nigeria and weaken the country even further. Because every sector of this country has a responsibility for
So
the
are you
national
saying that
health.
they are repeating the same thing without any result? So are you saying that they
Yes.
should go for a different strategy?
Yes. A different strategy,
Okay.
or go one
Please,
or for
please,
all.
can I ask?
You
Can I ask Mr. Tuna just something? if you start an agreement with government in 2009, can you come up with tell me what strategy that they should implement now? We're talking about 13 years ago. Tell me how they're going to get their money. Tell me what they're going to do. You come up with the plan for me. You tell me.
The argument is not necessarily only about that agreement that they had in 2009. It's also about the payment system that they are arguing that the federal government has to take up their own payment system instead of the one the federal government is proposing. Personally, plague on both of their houses. They are both in complicity. You have to understand when you are being played here. Both sides are playing us. The federal government is playing us. The house people are playing us.
Nobody's playing us. ASU is not playing us.
Because you assume goodwill on one side.
Mr. Son of God, please, Mr. Son of God, please. I think Mr. Tunaija made his point by saying that the ASU should have gone for a different strategy because they've been going on strike all of these times and nothing effective or there's no lasting solution to, the fact that they keep going on strike and nothing is happening. But that is not even what I'm asking. I'm asking you that this guy's coming out to demand 6 months salary. Are you saying it's not justified? You said yes, it's not justified. And I'm asking you, why do you say it's not justified for them to come out and demand for a 6 month salary, even when they've not been paid before the strike started?
Okay, you are mixing two things up. You're saying even if they've not been paid before the strike started,
even
that
when?
Should be paid.
Are you saying if? When?
No, the one that they were owing before the strike started, definitely they have a right to that. But after the strike started, they should, because the reason why I say they should not be paid is because you are creating an incentive for people to go on strike, and this has gone on and on. Because if you go on strike, can you imagine if you are the one? I go on strike, and after the strike I get paid. Tomorrow I'll go on strike again and go and do another job, and because I know when I come back from that strike I will get paid anyway.
Can I say something?
That's why you see a proliferation. That's why you see a proliferation of private universities, and many of these lecturers find out. Many of them are working for private universities too.
Can I say something, please?
Do you blame them for that? I mean, many of us do 2-3 jobs, so you can't exactly blame them. People need to survive. So many of us do 2-3 jobs to survive. So many of us do 1 job to survive.
In the end, what is happening is that the poorer people's children that cannot attend those private universities are being left out in the cold. If they are making decisions to leave those people out in the cold, you have to ask yourself, don't they see what they are doing to the poorer people of the country? We have to call people out. These are professors. They could have found 1,000 different solutions. I can tell you right now, I can come up with solutions to this problem of funding for these universities. How can they, with their education, they cannot come up with solutions?
All right, Mr. Tunaija, thank you.
Can I say something, please?
You will. I'm going to get to you, please. You will. I wanted to say thank you to Mr. Joseph Orji for the super chat. Thank you very much, Mr. Joseph Orji. God bless you. God bless you. May your pocket never run dry. Thank you so much for the super chat. So I'm going to go straight to the next. I'm not very sure I understand what is going on here, because being in the diaspora doesn't necessarily mean that we will totally forget how the country is. We all know how the country is. We all know how we left it, and we know right now that it's even worse than the way we left it. So we all know these things. It's just I don't even understand. Right now, I just slack words. I'm just very speechless as to how I would think sometimes. I'm really speechless, guys. I don't know what to say.
Anyways, that professor received 350,000 per month. Can you imagine that?
How much is a senator, is a governor, is a senator, a minister receiving?
Chancellor.
A common man like you and me will want to go buy a newspaper, and we will use our money to buy it. A common man like you and me will want to buy the clothes we put on our bodies, and we will use our money to buy it. But somebody that is earning 30 million naira cannot buy newspaper for himself. A person earning 30 million naira cannot buy newspaper for himself. They will still give you newspaper allowance. Oh, who they do us? Even I keep saying it, even if not swear, we're not going to reject her. Who they do us this thing? Anyways, guys, I really do not want to even you know, get angry, or before they go say Akachi. I really don't want to get angry. It's just so sad, you know, the way these people keep treating us as if we don't even have common sense. They treat us as if we don't get sense at all. Anyways, I'm just going to go to Mr. Chooks. Mr. Chooks, please. Good evening to you. Thank you for joining me.
Yeah, good evening. Thank you for giving me a chance. Good evening, everybody. Good evening, our viewers and the panelists. I will quickly comment on the, ASU strike. It's a we can come up here now and blame ASU or say they are selfish, but we should understand that even we living in diaspora, we've not been owed even one day. The day you are meant to receive your salary, you will receive it. So I don't know why somebody would think that somebody who has not received his salary is a crime, because even if they haven't worked for this one, he's saying it's not good. But what about the ones that didn't have any trouble before then? I'm not sure if they are being owned anyway, but according to what I had here, if they're owing them previously, is two Niger still saying that is right? I mean, we know the monsters we are dealing with, and there's no need for us to come here and start painting or comparing apple and orange. The fact is, these people, they are not selfish, rather they sacrificed. What they are asking today, it's not even about their salaries. Look at the state of our universities. Are we saying we don't see how universities are run here? Are we saying they are totally they are not independent of the government? If ASU is asking that, is that a crime? How can our children be half educated? And this is the problem we have in Nigeria today. One thing I'm sure they succeeded in doing is bastardizing the state of education in Nigeria. And that is why we find ourselves where we are today. If they've not succeeded in bastardizing our educational system, you and I will not be here arguing, because everybody should have known the right thing and do it at the right time. But the first thing they attacked was education. So I don't know how somebody can be bold, though it's your opinion, be bold to say that those who are fighting for the future of our country, they are selfish. In my own opinion, we should be clapping for them, because when they get it right, we will produce quality leaders. If they get it right, this same person, I mean, Buhari, I don't know his educational background, but today we have a vice president who is a professor of law. Right? He is there. He was taught by these same professors before he became one. So I don't know how we can stay here and debate if the decision is right or not. For me, this should be the beginning of our journey. And I'm even blaming the students, because they should be there in mass. They should be there in mass. We don't talk about the student union. So if ASU is a backstabbers, how about the student union? Have we heard from them? We have not heard from them. So this is exactly why we say that half education they are giving to them, we can't take it anymore. We can't. Because I'm sure if those university students, they are well informed, they will not be in this situation. They will even be the first people to say, we are not going to stay home. Whoever that is involved, fix this. That's what we should be discussing here. Not if ASU is right or not. We should be discussing, where are the students? So please, let us not lose focus. What we're saying is, if we can get somebody to start something, then we build from there. And even this this government don't take time, this might be the beginning of downfall of this government. Because if all the major players don't do their usual things by going behind and making having so multiple associations for and against, I think it's high time. It's high time we know the truth. Okay. Because I can't understand. Look at what is happening in our country, and our president is traveling out. We are not talking about that. We are talking about us being selfish. How about the president? How selfish is he? How selfish is he? How can you be in this situation and you are out somewhere talking about peace? I mean security. I mean, this is laughable. Very, very laughable. You can only find this in Africa. You can't find it any other place in the world. Somebody who everything shows that he's not even in control of his own security. And you are coming to talk to people about security. Those are the kind of things we should be discussing. We shouldn't be discussing if these people are in the wrong. Because if I compare the character or the attitude of the president to what Atsu is doing, I mean, it's like night and day. It's like night and day. Because if people are a whole presidential guard was attacked and they lost some men, and our president have not said nothing, not even minding that this is presidential guard, those who he entrusts his own security upon. Come on. I don't understand. Because there are so many questions. We talk about the military. It's not, let me tell everybody, it's not about the number. It's not about the number. We should know that our military is no more our military. I grew up in the barracks. I know how military is. Why are we talking about numbers? Are we decreasing our military or improving it from the 90s? We have even lesser number in the 90s, and when we went on so many international duties, we went to Liberia and came back, commanding theaters of wars all over Africa. And we're here talking about ragtag terrorists. Let us face realities and say it as it is. People are sabotaging our military. They are in our military. Let's say it as it is. There's nothing like numbers. One battalion can finish these people. Come on, one battalion can finish these people. What does it take? Why are we not using technology? Are there any other excuse to give about not using technology? Is that number as well? And the Mungulu came up on air to tell us that we don't have money. Who is fooling who? How many military equipment have we procured since the inception of this government? And what have we done with it? So why don't they spend that money on technology if they know that technology will be better than this? Who is fooling who? Please, let us be realistic. Let us tell ourselves the truth. It's not about the numbers. And I don't wish any youth to just go join the military because they are looking for a job. No. No. It's a hell no. Our security should be dealt with passion, not because you need a job. That's why we're having problem with the police. That's why we're having problem with the police. They see it as a source of job, where they go and get their money, not knowing what they are there for. So let us think. the way we see these things, they are not actually like that. Let us think outside the box. This is where these people want us to think. And it will be, I don't know. It will be catastrophic for us to think in that manner.
Okay.
I don't know, Kachi, if I missed something, because this is this thing I'm sure
It's okay. It's okay. There's a lot of tension.
All right. I'm sorry for anyone who misunderstand my voice. It's actually getting into everybody. It's actually getting into everybody.
There's
so
a
I
lot
apologize.
of tension. That's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine. I mean, you didn't literally insult anyone, so that's fine. There's a lot of tension. I mean, everybody is angry with everything that is going on. I keep saying it. You just wake up in the morning and you think about Nigeria, you suddenly start having headache. You suddenly feeling feverish. So
Kachi,
it happens.
sorry, Kachi. Yeah. I watch Niger watch Pepper Review. Yeah. And at least day before yesterday and yesterday, at least we got a good news headline. But go back today. There's nothing that is good news that made that headline.
Yeah.
Does that not tell us something?
That's what I'm saying. I understand the tone in your voice. I mean, I literally just shouted a few minutes ago before you came on air. So I totally understand. Nigeria can just drive somebody nuts sometimes. Sometimes you just think and see what is going on and you're like, what is this? What is even happening? Anyways, I left this comment on the screen because I wanted to ask you guys. This is Johnson Emmanuel saying that have you people ever asked ASU what do they do with their internally generated revenue, the government annual allocations? So this is Johnson Emmanuel now asking this question. I want to throw these questions to my panelists. So I'm going to throw it straight to the next person I have here, which is Mr. Mobile. Mr. Mobile, please. Good evening to you. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you, Kachi. Okay,
how are you doing today?
I'm fine, and you?
Very well, thank you.
I'm fine. So I will start by because I've listened to the previous speakers saying that they shouldn't be able, the government should not pay APSU. If now that they are on strike. So what I want to ask is that is it in their constitution? Is it in our constitution? In academic constitution? If it is not there, then the government have no excuse to give, because I could remember when President Muhammadu Buhari was away up to 1 year, even they pay in servicing of our presidential jets that were parked in UK. And each time they service that jet is above how many thousands of dollars. And our president was still be able to pay it and loot all our monies. So if they can do that, why is somebody coming on air to be saying that they shouldn't be able to pay our lecturers who lecture our children? So sometimes when people make a statement, I begin to ask, what is going on? The Nigerian government should be responsible. We have to hold them accountable because of what they are doing to these people that lecture our children. Okay? They have to be responsible. And let me say it again, Nigerians are living in denial. They are living in completely denial. Everybody know the truth, but we are living in denial. We have to stand up for the truth for one day. Blaming this, blaming that. The government have failed. Look at what they are saying today, that they're going to move on to impeach the president. This is not the first time. What's the name of this man from Southeast? Abaribe, if I could get it right. That man has been saying this from day one, that the president of Muhammadu Buhari have failed, that they have to kick him out of office. But me and you know that it's not going to be possible. It's not going to happen. And why should Buhari, resign now? Why should they impeach Buhari now that things have already spoiled? So let us not deny ourselves. The constitution Nigeria is sitting upon is fraudulent. Whether you like it or not, that constitution, as far as it's there, nothing will move forward. Nothing will move forward. Okay? If you did not solve the issue of insecurity in your country, there is nothing that's going to function. Nothing will function. This APSU of 18 will still be there. Okay, we are talking about APSU. Nigerian government has ordered the federal capital to close schools, to close our secondary schools because of a bandit that is not up to 5,000 people. They have closed the school. They gave 44 reports to president that they are going to attack Kuje, they are going to attack Abuja. The president pocket it and sit on it. We have a president who doesn't go to see what happened to people. When Jonathan's wife was crying, when they murdered people, everybody were laughing at her. But today we have a president who doesn't even stand up from his seat, that does not have seen the blood that are wasting in that country. At the end of the day, nothing is happening. So the Nigerian government has failed. The constitution is fraudulent, and that is why you see all this rising up in insecurity. Because you cannot solve, okay, if we solve ASU now, we have military that we don't even know where to start to solve the problem. We have ASU talking about ASU. We have military talking about the military. We have senators that are there buying their life. So the whole of the areas of the country has failed. We have to acknowledge that Nigeria is a failed state, whether you like it or you don't like it. That's all I have to say. And for us to move forward, somebody make it here. I think it's either Teobala or something else. For us to move forward, we have to first of all eliminate these people from ruling us. That is where it will start from. And how can we eliminate them? By voting right 2023. By holding INEC accountable 2023. Look at all the injustice in INEC. So many states that have conducted primary election that was monitored by INEC. INEC is coming back and canceling some places and trying to redo election and put the same people back in the office. So this is our problem. Our problem now shouldn't even be ASU. Nigeria needs a total shutdown. Every sector is corrupt. Every sector has deceived us. Every sector has lied to me and you and our generation. Nigeria is only a country that have eaten the future of their generations. So talking about ASU or not talking about ASU is not. If you solve ASU today, have you solved the military? If you solve today, have you solved insecurity? If you solve insecurity, today, look at our sectors. They are all broken down and we looted all our money, and they're telling us we don't have money. So talking about us and that is not my problem. The problem is that Nigeria have to start getting it right 2023. Otherwise, the Buhari regime will be so good when we remember it. Thank you. Get your PVC. Get your PVC. Be prepared. If you want change, come back to Nigeria and fight for that change. Do not stay overseas. Do not stay overseas where you are comfortable, where you have light internet, and you are talking about Nigerians. You are not in Nigeria to know what is happening on the ground. Let us all of us go back there. That is it. Thank you.
Thank you. Madam Kachi, please. You asked a question regarding internal generated revenue.
Yes, what do they do with it?
Fine. Before Buhari came into power, when Goodluck Jonathan was in office, the university institution, they will generate their money, they can pay salary, they can even employ. That was the time Oshodi was the Chancellor of University of Benin and some other thing like that. He employed people without even bothering the federal government. He was paying staff. When Buhari came, he introduced this single account. I don't know the name now, single treasury account, whereby anything you pay through via remittance. If you're able to pay for transcript, anything, you pay via remittance. So University in Nigeria does not have a single thing to pay into their account. If you are paying, it's going to a single account, which is the federal government account. They came and still introduced IPPIS. So everything, there is no internal generated revenue. Everything go to federal government. Even if you want to do your project, you pay for binding to bind your project or any other thing. It's go to federal government account. If you want to do your transcript, it go to federal government account. There's nothing like internal generated revenue. This Buhari of it, even when he came, he placed embargo on federal institution. There was no employment anywhere. This Buhari is nothing to write home about. No good policy have ever happened under his watch.
Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Tiyobala, for putting that out there. I didn't even know about that. So thank you very much for putting that out there. That's why we always say we come here to get educated, because no one knows it all. Thank you very much once again, Mr. Tiyobala. I'm going to go straight to Mr. CM. Mr. CM, please. Mr. CM,
Yeah,
good evening. How are you doing?
good evening, Kachi, and good evening, everybody. Um, I've listened a little bit in between, on and off.
Can
So
I
from
start with asking you some questions, please?
okay, yes, yeah, you are
Okay,
free.
the question that I asked before now, I have two questions actually for you, based on this ASU thing, because I can see Mr. Johnson Emmanuel on the comment section and Mr. Tunaija literally have, they're actually almost saying the same thing, right? So I wanted to ask what you think that the revenue generated in the universities, what do you think they do with it?
Um, Ideally, whatever answer I'm giving is just based on my own deduction.
Okay.
Ideally, I think the university should have an account because when they generate revenue, obviously they are not a government of their own, but from there the government should be able to remunerate those people working in the universities and then keep the rest to maintain the university. Or if there's a shortfall, they could through grant or whatever and then augment it for them. That's what I feel it should be.
Okay. All right, thank you. And do you think it's of any advantage for allowing the us to go on strike over unpaid salaries?
Why should, when you employed somebody as a lecturer, what did you tell the person? You teach, I pay you. That is a contract. It's a contract because the person did not impose himself or herself on the university. You advertise that vacancy, you need somebody in the Department of Economics or Mathematics or English or whatever. And somebody applies, you shortlist the person for interview. The interview is conducted. During the interview, if your employer said, this is how much we will pay, and these are the conditions of service. If you take the person, then it's a contract, is a two-way thing. The person said the employer and the employee. ASU is an employer of the university. And who owns the university? Federal government. So ASU is an employer of federal government. I mean, the lecturer. Now, when the lecturer teaches, what you should be able to know is that did he teach, he or she did what you employed him or her to do? If the answer is yes, you have no reason owing the person. As simple as that. So that I just looking at it from the core because it applies to anywhere. Because that same lecturer can decide to leave Department of Economics and go and work for maybe UBA Bank or Union Bank or whatever. And at the end of the month, he gets paid. So if he's to be in university teaching, he's giving his service. And you employed him, you advertised, in fact, you wanted him. That's why he came. So you don't have to owe him. Remember, he has to pay tax. So to that extent, you have to pay for any job done. It's as simple as that, for any job done. Regarding ASU strike now, I had two Nigerians saying because of they work for 6 months, it should not be paid. Yes, you can't pay somebody for work not done. I have my reason for doing it. If you're a lecturer and you've worked for, say, 4 months and you weren't paid, you decide to go on strike. That day you start going on strike, you can go and look for job elsewhere, even if it's a kabu driving or anything, as long as you are getting money. Because this time you are no longer defaulting. The person defaulting is the person who is owing you 4 months' salary before you left, or any number of months, which you've done. In fact, I don't even encourage anybody if you to continue teaching when you are not paid. It's not done. Because that time you are using to pay, you could have used it to, if you like, go and put a kiosk somewhere and buy tomato from a wholesale market, for instance, in Lagos, and then go to somewhere and put it. You can still sell, even if it's at the end of the day you are going home with 100 naira. You go to my 12 and buy yam and come and resell. Because if you spend that time teaching, you are not getting anything. So why not spend it? And after all, when you end your degree, are you tied to the university? If they fail to pay you, anytime they are serious, they then clear the one you've paid, you've done for them. It's as simple as that. So, but in this case, because we are talking of Nigeria, we are the Nigeria. I was just looking at a failed state index for this 2022. Nigeria is among the first 10, or is it? Sorry, yes, a first 15. Nigeria is among them. Countries like Chad, Sudan, Yemen, this is where they class Nigeria. So Nigeria is a failed state because a failed state is a state in which that space is incapable of protecting the lives and properties of its citizens. The primary aim of government is protection of life and property, which is security. Even if you like, build the best skyscraper better than Dubai, build the road, do everything. But so far, you cannot protect life and property. You have failed. You're a failed state. You failed because an individual can tar road, an organization could come together and tar road and build school and do some of the things. But the issue of protecting life and property does not just lie in carrying gun and standing at the road. That is not, because security also involves um, uh, information gathering and information sharing. There are ones United Nations will not disclose to an organization, but they can disclose it to the leadership of a country. The American government, if they had information to share, they can't go to an organization in Nigeria. They will go to the leadership of the country and then they exchange. So that's why the primary aim of government is the protection of life and property. And any government that cannot do it, like Nigeria has presently shown, albeit deplorably, that government has failed. So Nigeria is a failed institution now as a space. It has failed because non-state actors are in charge. When you say that presidential guard are manned by let me say, the state actors who the federal government employ, but they are being sort of harassed by non-state actors. It means that non-state actors are in charge. So it's no longer the federal government that is in charge. So Nigeria is a failed state. The people causing mayhem in Nigeria, not really, although the military, they have their shortcomings, but the people we have is Boko Haram, ISWAP, bandit. Did we employ them? Did any state government employ them? No. They are non-state actors. And as a result of that, they are in charge. So Nigeria has failed. That's as far as security is concerned. All the things to Niger State, I agree. Nigeria is under policed, under protected. Nigeria, by a 200 million population, if we have 5 million soldiers, I mean, it's not bad. 6 million is not bad. We can use them like to help others. But the way Nigeria is now, this is a cumulative effect of leadership failures for the past maybe 20 years or 30 even. Because recruiting people into the armed forces should be a annual event. Maybe when people finish youth service, these are graduates. You tell them, I mean, during the youth service, you expose them to some military tactics. If they want, from there, you recruit, because you are now recruiting them. Maybe every year, 5,000, every year, 10,000, 5,000, 10,000, 5,000. Before you know it, these are graduates. You then put them in the armed forces, different armed forces, Navy, Air Force, and the intelligence service and the army. Then you train them. From there, they can make a career and you remunerate them very well. In fact, the military are one of the highest paid in the world in some countries because they have the country's secret. They are protecting you when you are sleeping. There are some secrets they know that you do not know. So because of that, you have to pay them well. And when even if they retire, you put them on reserve until they die. They die with some secret. They take some secrets to the grave. But in Nigeria, being a disorganized society, we don't care about all these things. That's why we are so exposed, we are so vulnerable to anything. A group of touts in a bus stop can decide to organize themselves and sack a military people in the barracks. So you can imagine that. Now, I want to throw in again the fact that Nigeria is the only country I've had that you are fighting a war or you're trying to fight people invading your territory. You capture some of them as prisoners of war. What you will do is to go and put them, say they have repented, then they are now part of you. Where else can that be done? Where? How can you possibly do that? And Nigerians do not even know that is the beginning of the end of the military as we know it. You can go and bring people in. People you say they are from Mali, they are from Niger, they are not Nigerians. You capture them with their guns. They are prisoners of war. You keep them from their country. You do exchange. Then you take them back. They go there and serve. I mean, even if you want to hold them in Nigeria, they can never be part of Nigerian army. Israel, for instance, get some Palestinians or Arabs when that came to fight them. Some till today they are holding some of them in different Israeli prisons. But they can never say, oh, they've repented, they are now part of Israeli Defense Force. It doesn't happen. It cannot. They are criminals, they are terrorists. So why is Nigeria doing it? Because the government of today, Buhari's government, has an ulterior motive to turn Nigeria into Fulani fiefdom. Let's not make mistake about it. The issue of Boko Haram should have been finished by Jonathan. But they have to tell a lot of lies to get the man out. What they are doing, they are clear. What they are doing, they are really clear about what they are doing. They want to turn Nigeria into Fulani fiefdom. And how do they do it? To carry out the jihad of Usman Dan Fodio. So that's why all these things are happening. Otherwise, have you ever had in Nigeria since Nigeria existed that you cut some, you able to get some people and you integrate them into Nigerian army? It's not done. No country does that. I stand to be corrected on the whoever knows should tell me that America will go and fight a war in Iraq, capture some Iraqis or Iranians, and bring them to United States. Tomorrow they are now American citizens, and then in the American army or Israel. I don't think so. It's not done. So this is purely the security system in Nigeria is just a making of the Fulani conclave. They just want to they just feel that this is their this is their long-term plan to to get hold of Nigeria. I can be even today, most people are in the army, some are resigning because when they go there, there's nothing like esprit de corps again. Soldiers are more. Do you know that the soldier feel that his immediate brother and sister is you that is in the army with him when they go to war front. That's why you see them protecting each other. Even if somebody is injured, they will just carry the person back home because it's your brother. You are your brother's keeper, but now it's no longer there. The spirit of the army has been damaged. Okay, where are you bringing Boko Haram? Put them in the army. Can Boko Haram, any Boko Haram you put in the army, can the person trace his state of origin the way they say it from the 36 states? No way. You say somebody is from Mali and suddenly is now a Nigerian citizen. It's now in the armed forces of everything. So to that extent, the security problem we are having in Nigeria is very, 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 very. In fact, I don't even know how to describe it. That's why we are having a harvest of death every day, which brings me to whoever that will take over, like P2B. We are rooting for him to take over. The thing is, I believe that's why I had somebody say today that it may take him 1 year to be able to sort all these things out. Hopefully, if it's within 1 year, that to me that is good because there are a lot of gold mines in the military that he has to be careful. There are a lot of gold mines, but Like I listened to his interview in which he mentioned Singapore and Lee Kuan Yew. This is the book. If whoever can see it, it's called From Third World to the First, what Lee Kuan Yew did. This is a Bible for any leader, and whoever has read this book, we know there's only one thing Lee Kuan Yew did. First, he came with one characteristic, one attribute, the love for your country. As simple as that. If you love your country, you are going to go to any length. You go to any, that is you as a leader, you love your country. You go to any length. And because you love your country, you are willing to recruit people and then transfer that love to them, force them, make it that they should love the country. Because when you love the country, you can go any length. You can work for 24 hours non-stop. You can work from anywhere. You might even forget to even eat because you love your country. You want the best. So that's what Lee Kuan Yew did in this book. I read it once. I'm even reading it again because of if I'm happen to meet Peter Obi, I bring some of the things here and ask him. That's why they say, imagine moving a country from the third world, just like Nigeria is, to first, just like maybe a country like Norway or Switzerland or United States or Canada, moving a country like that. So it takes a lot of love, a lot of conviction for somebody to do the right thing. So in the case of Nigeria, the problem we have is that it's right. People say it rises and falls with leadership. We've never had a leader that loved the country. That is the first thing. If you don't love a country, there is nothing. That's why you can negotiate deal and be cutting 10%. You don't love the country. When you know that millions are not aware when you are signing the contract. But because you love your country, you will think of, oh, these are the children in primary 2, 3 now. In the next 25 years, they may come up and see what I'm doing. So because of their future, let me do the right thing. So Lee Kuan Yew love the country. If that is the principle, or for the model P2B want to copy, I think I will encourage him. If he can do 10% of what Lee Kuan Yew did, the difference will be clear in Nigeria because one, Lee Kuan Yew was able to do the simple things, keep repeating them every day. And his cabinet were all something like Cambridge graduates, first class, Oxford, the best of the universities. He recruited them on merit, and each person a round peg in a round hole. Gave them, this is what we want you to do. You have to deliver. This is your budget, and they all did it. But everything boils down to: do you love your country? Do you want to
Okay.
do it? So if there is nothing like this, then we haven't started because the situation Nigeria is now is very precarious. People
Okay.
say anything can happen any minute, but hand on heart, I wouldn't like because we are losing people. 218 million people, 218 million fraction. I saw on Wikipedia
Okay.
this afternoon. So Nigeria should wake up. Good luck to P2B. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. CM. Thank you for that. Guys, please do not forget to like and share if you're yet to do so. Help me to like and share this video if you're yet to do so. And if you're yet to subscribe, I understand that we have so many people here that have not subscribed to this platform. So, guys, if you're yet to subscribe to this platform, please do subscribe and hit the notification bell so you can be notified whenever we come on live like this. Thank you all so much. And do not forget to use the dollar sign right there in the comment section, just on the right hand side, guys. Hit that dollar sign right there and support us with anything that you can support us with. Thank you so much and God bless you as you do so. I'm going to go straight to the next person I have here, which is Mr. Collins. Mr. Collins, good evening to you. How are you doing today?
I'm fine. Good morning.
Oh, good morning, Mr. Collins. How are you?
I'm fine. Thank you.
Okay. Please go ahead and make your contributions.
I don't want to say much. I just want to ask a question, and I want to ask two Niger questions. Please, when I ask the question, all I just want you to say yes or no because I don't want argument. Please. The question I want to ask you: are your parents a civil servant?
Yes.
Okay.
The
Are
where?
you in? I said yes, and I don't want too much. I just want to ask a question: yes or no. You just answered me yes. Are you in anywhere maybe being in politics?
No.
Good. That's end it. Now I want to say what I want to say. You know, Since I joined this platform, all I hear from you is like kind of you speak too much when it comes to. I appreciate your knowledge. I appreciate your knowledge. I do. But when it comes to speaking about civil servant, more especially civil servant, you have this idea when it comes to that. Now I want to say something in this absence. When we talk about that, the lecturers did not deserve the money, the 6 months, and I want to ask you a question. Now, when it comes to, because I have it's like you are not in Nigeria, in abroad where you are. When you work, I believe they do pay you, right?
Yes.
Of
Okay.
course, Mr. Collins, of course. Please go
Yeah,
ahead.
okay. Now in Nigeria, when people work, they deserve all they demand is their salary. That is what they demanded. Now, and if somebody, and the day you stop paying somebody, if even if they went for 2 years, because it's not only in Nigeria it happens in every part of the country. When something happened, maybe people went for strike or something happened, whenever they come back, even if the strike is 2 years, 3 years, once they come back, is the title for government to pay them salary. Now, for instance, let's use COVID. During COVID period, most of people in Western world, most of their staff were at home, not doing anything that, but that didn't stop their government not to pay them their salary. Once they return back, the government still paid them their salary. The government did not say because since you're a government staff and there is COVID, nobody's going to pay you. Then keep paying them, even keep giving them money, even their feeding, which I believe in UK where you are, you get that. So why in Nigeria nobody does that? Now, another thing again, the senators, we call the senators. Have you heard anywhere that the Nigeria government is owing senators? Sometimes you see our senators, they say they are going to, they will not be on seat for 2 months. So when they come back for that 2 months, are they not collecting money for that 2 months? Which I know they do collect that money. So what is the difference if the ASU lecturers are on strike for like 6 months or 1 year? Why are you not going to pay them? You are going to pay them because you made them not to go to school. Because if you pay them, definitely they should be in school because you are not paying them. That is the reason, the first place, the reason they were not in school. And another thing they are demanding, what ASU is demanding is not about their salary. It's not about their salary, the cost of this strike. If you watch, the most important thing in this strike is that most of the things they have agreement with the federal government are not being implemented. One of them is like, I think that today I saw something that one of the things that they want federal government also, if you a public officer, you're a public officer in Nigeria, none of your children should school in abroad. They want your own children to school in that government school or in anywhere, any institution in Nigeria, but not in abroad. So only that alone. So because they believe if all this public officer, maybe a senator, a president, then your child or your daughter or whoever or your relation is in any Nigerian institution, that will force you to do something good in Nigerian institution. But because of they have their children outside, they don't care about how Nigerians are faring. Most of us are in abroad today. We see how the education system are being run that place. So what's stopping Nigeria's people to go to school and there is AC in the class, there is electricity in the class, the lab equipment, all those things. Are we forbid to get all those things? We are human beings. So if we are a person, somebody in Nigeria can make use of iPhone 13, iPhone 12, I think we should also be getting those things that white people are getting. They are not different. If they can get a very good equipment, we should have that. If you go back to Nigeria, you go back to Nigerian institutions, even if they say that is why most Nigerians, when they come out from schools, we don't have anything practical. All we have is theory all over our brain. We have theory, because there is no practical, there is no equipment for us to carry practical. So all those things are what apps are demanding. So all those things, so that when you come to university, you know that this is university where you are coming to learn, not where you are coming to work. This is where you are coming to learn. This is a place that you are meant to learn. So everything we need to provide for you so that when you are learning, you can be able to study very well. Not when you are learning, that is everywhere. Not they can't learn in a good environment. Who does that? So those are the things that ASU is asking. So for me, I keep saying there's one thing I'm keep telling them, if it's going to take them 2 years to get it right, because I don't want ASU to come back in the next 6 months. They will start coming back for strike again because Nigeria government will not, maybe now they will be pleading, say, okay, go back to school. We are going to do this. We are going to do this. After everything, ASU will go back and end. Nobody will do anything. Then you see in the next 1 year again, ASU will come back for strike again. All I'm encouraging ASU, if it's going to take them 2 years to get it right, Let them, because other countries does it. People do it. Any country that wants to get anywhere wants to get, that is, you have to make sacrifice. If we Nigeria cannot make sacrifice to get where we want to get be, so how do you think the Nigeria is going to work? So, like, all I'm saying to you, Mr. True Niger, is that sometimes it's people like you that don't hold the government for their failure, as in, because you always give them reason. You always, as in, give them reason that the government will say, okay, they are doing well. This is their problem. They cause this thing. So there shouldn't be any reason. Maybe ASU shouldn't collect their money. They didn't work for it. No, because you haven't used that word, that the same statement. When the senators are not on seat, when they went out to be doing rubbish, you are not using that the same energy. Say senators are not supposed to be paid. Why are we paying senators more than what every country is paying for their lawmakers? Why are Nigeria the most place where our lawmakers collect, like Ikachi said here, that our senators are collecting 80 million, but they can't even afford newspaper to themselves? Are we buying newspaper for our lecturers? Are we buying fuel for our lecturers? But in senators, they are collecting everything. They eat, they pay, the government will pay for it. All this is our tax money. So why are we using this energy when it comes to we individuals? The way we use energy to ourselves, and that is what makes our politicians, they go free, they go scot-free, because we always against ourselves. We are not against our leaders because we don't put that energy we use to ourselves. We always use this energy between ourselves. Because you see in the street, when somebody stole a phone, we see Nigeria, they will jungle justice, they will burn that person. But when somebody will steal 80 million, we will give that person a chieftaincy title. We will embrace that person. So why can't we use the same energy that we are using for our fellow human being, our normal citizen, to all these people we call our leader? We don't do that. And that is what got us to this situation we are. Because if we are doing the right thing, when our politician does something wrong, we challenge them that this is not right. Because the reason APSU is in this situation is because of the federal government is not doing what they agree on. This is not even maybe, it's something they agree on. They agree on it, put it on paper. Why can't you implement it since 2009? This has seen more than how many years now? And we are still here talking about having a way to defend the government that have failed us. We are now telling us that you shouldn't collect your money because you didn't work for that 6 months. Now, people that, if your father is a civil servant, maybe when they went for strike, because I believe when my father was alive, they used to go to strike. So he's a NEPA staff. So at the end of the day, when they come back, they used to pay them the money. So if we are using this energy that our lecturers shouldn't collect money, I think when it comes to Nigeria, lecturers are supposed to be, I think they are supposed to be pay handsomely, because they are the one, if you want a good thing to happen, I think we should start from there. Even a lecturer is supposed to be eating more than a counselor. But in Nigeria, a counselor is collecting money more than a lecturer, a professor. So all these things we are doing, all I'm just asking people, before you say something, pinch yourself first. Because if you pinch yourself and see how painful it is, then you can be able to begin to know how that person feels, because those lecturers are human beings. They are father to people. They even most of them depend in the school, because that is how they be able. Most of them can't even do business. Not everybody can do business. Not everybody can do any other work. That lecturer thing is what they depend on. Look at the lecturers; they can't even carry researching because there is no equipment, there is no work, they can't even no money. So I'm not only talking about our lecturers. Look at our police. You go to barracks today, you can't even live there in a second, even a minute. You can't live in a barracks. You've been in London or anywhere you are, go to their barracks, look at how people are living. You go to every establishment in Nigeria, it's not working. So I'm just happy seeing I just believe that if every part of any area in Nigeria that is any working system will join this absolute strike of 18, let's make it general. So at the end of the day, we all coming to one thing. We want good things for our own people. We
Okay.
want good for our own people. So the speaker of House of Assembly, House of Representative was in America showcasing pictures. But he was there. Look at the equipment. At least he saw the environment where he's coming to let people who wants to come and learn. Look at the environment. So why can't you give your own people that kind of same thing, like Mr. CSM said? We hate our own people and we hate ourselves, because if you like yourself to be in that environment, why can't you give your people that the same thing? So for me, I don't want to say too much. All I'm just telling you, Mr. Tunaja, that when it comes to lecture, whatever they are demanding is their right. Is what because those things, because they can't demand what is not their right. All they are demanding is we have an agreement with you. pay us what we demand, do us what we like we agreed. So they are not asking too much because they're not saying
Okay.
government to give us another thing on top of what we agree. They say what we agree on. This is what we want. That is what I want to say. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Collins, for that submission. I'm going to urge you all once again to like and share if you're yet to do so. Help us to like and share. The likes are not very encouraging, guys. So please help us to like and share. If you're watching me right now, if you're on the comment section and you're yet to like, guys, please help us to like and share this broadcast. Thank you very much. I'm going to go straight to the next person I have here, which
Mr.
is
Kachi,
Mr.
another
John.
person should take my spot. I want to go to Steve. Thank you so
All right,
much.
that's all right. That's fine, Mr. Collins.
Can I
Thank you
just have
very
a
much.
quick response to the last speaker, please? A quick one.
30
I
seconds.
promise. Yeah. Let's not make any mistake. The federal government are more responsible for the problem. In the end, they have the higher power to manage these situations. The reason why I'm calling the lecturers out is because people are not looking at the other side of the ledger. These lecturers are professors. They know better the consequences of their actions. Just because you are claiming to fight for students doesn't mean you compromise the so-called students you claim to be fighting for. This is the result of their actions, and they should be held accountable for it. Because if I am very much aware of my actions, the consequences of it, and I do it anyway, and people make excuses for me, then I will repeat it again. I'm not saying they don't deserve the money. They are worth the money maybe 5 times over. But you have to look at the greater good. You can't be incentivizing people to be striking. Incentivize them to remain at universities. Make sure you pay the ones that make the sacrifice to go back to school and teach those students. Pay them the money of the ones that went without teaching the students. Pay the ones that are working on the low key with the students while the strike was going on. Encourage them to remain at university because the country is paying a price for it. Look at the UK, they are going on strike. They are going on strike for 1 day at a time, not 6 months. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Mr. Tunaija, for that reply. I hope Mr. Collins is listening to you right there. I'm going to go straight to Mr. John. Mr. John, good evening to you. How are you doing today?
Good evening, Kashi. How you doing?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
I can't complain. I'm doing
Okay,
fine, doing well.
all
So,
right.
what are some of the questions that we're covering today?
Oh, you've not been following the show?
I've been following, but a lot has been said, so I just want a little bit of a recap.
Okay. For starters, the main reason why we're even here, and because of the breaking news, the senators they've given President Muhammadu Buhari 90 days, no, 6 weeks, 6 weeks actually to rectify the insecurity in the country. If not, he's going to be impeached. That is the major reason why we're here, amongst other things. The ASU, the insecurity, basically that's just it. And Peter will be granting the interview saying that left to him, he believes each state should be responsible for their security, not on a federal level.
Okay, I mean let's start with the impeachment. I think that's theater. We just have to be realistic. It's not very likely that Nigeria will impeach its president. Now, if that happens, I'll definitely admit that I'm wrong, but I think it's 99.99% chance that they're not going to impeach Buhari. So I think it's theater. I mean, like sometimes
But
sometimes
some people argued, right? Some people actually said it's because the insecurity is already hitting Abuja. Because if you listen to the statement, the speech that the man was giving, like it was talking, and at a point he said, "Oh, we're not even safe, even here in Abuja." You have
yeah,
to
but
even
that's
make that statement, even here in Abuja. So people are saying, "Oh, because you guys are already feeling the heat, is that why you are clamoring right now to
Yeah, I think that's really
Buhari?"
hypocritical. I mean, whether Abuja or Kogi or Taraba, wherever insecurity is, that's a problem for quote unquote the whole nation. If there is something called the whole nation, right? I mean, they're supposed to ideally, if they want to play their one Nigeria, wherever the insecurity is, that's a failure. Even if it's some small village in Niger State, So for him to say that, the straw that broke the camel's back was that, the center of Nigeria is now experiencing insecurity. It's not today. Nigeria has been insecure for forever. So it's just hypocritical. So I think it's just one of those things where people like to throw distractions. This is a distraction. They want to distract you. They want to give you. If you really think that they're going to impeach Buhari, I think either one of two things are going on. Like, you've reached that point where desperation is like, and you'll just believe anything for, hope of a better future without action. And so the hope is that, people will all of a sudden wake up and impeach Buhari, I guess. Or, you're just completely aloof to what's going on in Nigeria. Nigeria is a corrupt country. It's corrupt to the bones. So they're not just going to why today? Why not last week? Why not last year? Why not 2 years ago? Why not why not impeach him when he first did his military coup? And things like this just don't make any sense. So they're not going to impeach Buhari. So for us to sit here and talk about them impeaching Buhari, it's kind of like talking about what happens if we all of a sudden get 300,000 megawatts of power. These are things that are just never going to happen. So
Yeah,
let's
because
see
the
if they
law
impeach.
already has like few months to go. So my
Exactly. What are they
question
going to
is
impeach him
it
for?
going to even make any difference right now if it's impeached?
Strategically,
Let's
let's see. Strategically, so let's say they impeach him. So what would that mean? Osinbajo is now president. I mean, I don't think the North is gonna let that happen. They're not gonna impeach Buhari. If they impeach Buhari, that's like they have something else very nefarious planned. So they have no intention of ever impeaching Buhari. They could just at the very least they'll just do away with him somehow. But they're not gonna. If they impeach him, they have to deal with Osinbajo. And I don't think that's gonna. They're not going to impeach Buhari. This is just a waste of time. They're not going to impeach him. Trust me. They're not going to impeach that guy. That guy is. In fact, they're just wasting time by talking about this one. So let's go on to the next one. What's the next one? The ASU. Yes. Well, I think
Do you
I
think ASU should be responsible for whatever it is that is going on? Because some of my people in the comment section are making an argument saying that what is ASU doing with internally generated revenue? What are they doing with it? Why do they have to depend on the federal government?
yeah. There are. Let me put it like this: the vast majority of people who work in the education system of Nigeria are innocent. They're innocent people who deserve to be paid the money that they agree that they're supposed to be paid. So the vast majority of people that are educators in Nigeria and are part of the education system, they are innocent. Now you have those people who are placed in positions of authority and power who are supposed to be doing stuff with the money, who are supposed to be doing stuff for the well-being of students and their staff. And it's within that rank of individuals that you find corrupt individuals the same way you'll find corrupt individuals throughout the system called Nigeria. So I do believe, yes, there is some point in saying what are they doing with the internally generated funds. We all know the answer to that. Some of it's very small percentage of it is going where it's supposed to be going, and the rest of it's getting chopped. That's what's going on with that internally generated money. That's what's going on there. It's getting chopped. But the government by itself, like if you really think about any nation and where the real treasure of that nation is, it's in its citizens and it's in the education of its citizens. You want highly intelligent citizens. You want citizens that are going to be able to contribute to all facets of the economy, all facets of life. You want citizens that if a new virus comes out, boom, they can make a vaccine. You want citizens that can produce airplanes. You want citizens that are geniuses at agriculture. You want citizens that love art. You want citizens that love music. So you need to educate your citizens because it's only through education that you get this brilliance and this creativity that makes it possible for your citizens to do those things. So at the end of the day, where does the buck stop? Where does the road stop? Who is the blame on? Is the government, because the government is not doing a good job at educating its citizens. It's not doing a good job at investing in education. How can you tell? Just look at the schools. Just look at the environment. Our kids, whether they're 1 years old, 5 years old, 10 years old, 20 years old, look at even if they're in postgraduate, look at the environment that you're going to send them to learn in. Look at the structure of those institutions. The government has woefully failed its citizens in terms of education. And when it comes to paying them their money, pay them the money that you owe them. You pay people the money that you owe them. I was listening to Niger. I'm not going to argue with you, bro. You have your own opinions, but you know very, very well if you're supposed to collect a check on Thursday and Friday comes and that check is not in your bank account, by Tuesday, you already know, like, you're not where you're living now. You already know, like, you're not going to take that, let alone months, and years and years and years, like we hear with pensioners and all these people. Like, let's just be real. The fact that Nigerian citizens are debating whether or not educators should be paid, that just shows you have a collapse of institutions within your country. And what I was listening to earlier was when someone here came on and said that the problem is really with the Constitution. You're not going to, it's like sometimes when I look at Nigeria and I think about Nigeria's problem, I think about the reaction that citizens in Nigeria are having to their problem. It's like when coronavirus came about, and then you also like put on a mask, go ahead and put on a mask, right? Well, tonight, Nigerians are putting on a mask that has been worn by someone who definitely has coronavirus. They choose to put on that mask instead of doing social distancing. That's Nigeria's problem. Nigeria is using an infected mask as opposed to doing social distancing. What do I mean by that? They are using a corrupt constitution, a constitution that doesn't allow you to protect yourself, a constitution that doesn't allow you to take the destiny of your education into your own hands, a constitution that doesn't allow you to disassociate from people that clearly believe in jihad, a constitution that doesn't allow you to grow and promote your own ethnic diversity. You're taking that constitution, which is equivalent to that mask that has been definitely affected with coronavirus, and you're choosing to put that on to try to avoid getting coronavirus rather than just doing social distancing. So it baffles me that people still think that they can go through a corrupt constitution in order to get to a destination that they actually want to arrive at. It's just baffling. So I don't know what they're going to do with ASU and then the other one. What else was going on there, Kachi? What other questions were we talking about?
All right. What do you think about Peter will be saying that each state should be responsible for their security?
I mean, that's that's like obvious, like that. You should be able, security is a very local thing, right? It's like, okay, just think about the way Nigeria is set up today. Nigeria is set up just so that everything happens in the center. And it's like someone breaks into your house in Aba, and it's like you're worried about the federal police. No, obviously, any other developed country in the entire world, Nigerians always love to, America and UK and all of these places, France, Italy, and all the look. Every other developed country in the entire world, security is local. It doesn't just stop at state police. They have city police, they have county police, they have so many different layers of police that and it works seamlessly. You're never worried about police. You have police day. So it's not like, oh, but we need to wait on the federal government. And that takes away, but you know what? They'll never allow that. They'll never allow that because for them to see, this is why Nigeria is, and I don't mean to be pessimistic, but I like to be realistic. I don't mean to be pessimistic, but I need to be realistic. Nigeria is never going to work because in order for Nigeria to work, the way Nigeria needs to be structured is to devolve power in such a way that the nations that make up Nigeria truly can operate autonomously. So we're not just talking, it can't just, do you want to take another 300 years to develop Nigerians? Do you want it to be 2200 before you finally have a country that's worth being proud of? They're going to take the long road. That is the Israelite journey. You don't just need state police. You need city police. You need devolution of power. You need so many things that remove power away from people who have no idea about what's going on ground in your village. And you need to put that power back into your local governments, back into your cities, back into your regions, back into your ethnic identities. It's like you just question people. Why are you thinking like this? What reason do you think that they structured Nigeria like this? And the only reasonable solution is that they want to strip you away of your ethnic identities. They want to strip you away of everything that is you and give you a false identity. Why else would they be taking this long route? How hard is it really to restructure a country and give people the independence to make their own decisions if you truly wanted it to work? So the long road will always end at people going back and being able to decide for themselves whether or not they're going to be in Nigeria. And that's where I have to congratulate the Robo people who joined themselves to the case that's going on in Abuja right now for self-determination. They said that they want their own nation and they want to be able to decide the boundaries that define themselves. So they've joined a long list of other ethnic nationalities now that are on that path to seeking self-determination. Because at the end of the day, you cannot have a Nigeria built on lies. You have to be able to ask the people in your country whether or not they want to be in your country. And if they finally say yes, they will give you the terms in which they want to agree and join your union. But as long as we continue to avoid that conversation, as long as we continue to put on that coronavirus infested mask and try to elude coronavirus, which is lunacy, which is what Nigeria is doing, we will never get anywhere. But I hope in the election, for those people who want to go ahead and participate in the election instead of seeking self-determination, I hope you do go for Peter Obi, because it'll be a miracle. It'll be really, really interesting to see how he solves these problems. So yes, Peter Obi, state police makes perfect sense. It obviously makes sense to have state police. What's the next question?
All right, that will be all for now. Thank you so much, Mr. John. Thank you. I'm going to go straight to the next person I have here, which is Mr. Midwest People. Good evening to you. How are you doing today, sir?
Good evening, madam. How's everything?
Fine, thank you. Long time.
Yeah, I've not been chance like that, very busy. That's
It's
Europe life
okay.
for you.
It's okay.
Um,
Welcome. Thank you for joining
yeah,
us today.
I greet all my fellow panelists, listeners, and viewers worldwide. I say good morning, good afternoon, good evening to everyone. We are on so many topics, but I will talk about the security first. In every country, there are what is called structures within the security um, body. So let me take the army, for example. To keep the country safe, the army also have some structures on how to secure our country. And within that structure, there is some parts they are located to protect the president. Though as their president guard, they are equally responsible for guiding the entire last line of defense of the country. When that kind of structure is being attacked, being killed, it means the country is over. That is just the fact. But it's very unfortunate that Nigerians don't know what is surrounding them. We have underestimated this threat for years. I think last year, United States, even some people talking here will tell you just a rag of boys. The army cannot bombard them. It's because you don't know what is before you. That's why you are calling them rags. When it comes to combat, they have experience more than your army. They have experience more than me and you. These are not Nigerians. There are a few Nigerians among them. But these are people that have been fighting all over the world. They are well trained and they have so many experience. They have leaders that have not even been to Nigeria. They have leaders who are inside Nigeria. So do not undermine them, my brother. They are not attacking the last line of defense. Take, for example, Nigeria is at war against any country. And this last line is being tampered with. It means we have been defeated. And that's what is on ground. The presidential guard, you just tell them like that. They are of a full unit of different, within more than 7 barrack for them or 6 within that Abuja. I'm just telling you. In case of anything, you can call them a whole, what is it called, battalions from this guard that I just became. They are well trained. They are the highest body you have to equip. So if they are becoming so porous like this, that's to tell you the monster the Nigerian government has been creating for years. It's not Buhari, only Buhari. I know Buhari has failed woefully. The monster is here to hurt them also. And that is why the people, you see your Senate coming out to say we want to impeach them because they understand what is before them now. I'm just telling you the truth. They can no longer sleep with their two eyes, just like what common Nigerians have been suffering for years. Even these guys have made it clear that they will attack the president. And they ventured into it some time ago, not quite long. They just announced it that Buhari was almost attacked, this and that. That is true. Now they are taking the fight to the barrack of those guards. So they make business and do not undermine that. America won Nigeria. I think early this year or last year said, look, these guys are very dangerous. They are pouring into this country. Go and watch the video. The security agent and all these leaders, so-called generals who work with walking stick, the only word where you have a general have to pose on walking stick. That means they are sick. Their legs are not good on the ground. So they can't even defend you. A general have to stand fit. You can't give them walking stick. So they were no, we know where they are. We know that they are coming. They thought it's a joke. Let me tell you, every international community worldwide, even Germans, look at the way they are suffering gas and everything. To come and invest in Nigeria to solve that problem, they are very skeptical because they know what is coming. I'm just telling you, this far, they are being starved. They are in a critical situation. Investing into that is like they are still going to make the same mistake they have made before because it's not going to last. They know what is going on. Their intelligence are there, gathering information for them. For we Nigeria, embassy is a place where you collect visa. We can't even define embassy more than that because we want to take visa and leave the country. But every embassy in Nigeria, they have a police intelligence attached to them, police, military intelligence. They have everything. When it comes to investment, like your government will say investors will come. They have branches that talk to them about economic opportunities and challenges. So as far as the country is concerned, they don't want to invest in industry. But if you have natural resources, they can make their money from that. So that is the only length they can go. Because some investment will take many years before you talk of profit. So they can't do that. So a serious thing is coming, my sister. But we need to pray that they gave us chance to conduct the next year election. Maybe somebody else will start doing something quick to fix our country for us. The last line of defense is what they are attacking at. But the mind, they are not just killing. This is the last line. If they are able to penetrate this unit of the military, then it means they have disorganized the country. And that is what they are trying to do. They are very skillful in what they are doing, and they have expatriates behind them. Anyone that is undermining them is like they don't really know exactly what had just happened to Nigeria yesterday. The military themselves understand what has happened to them. It's a shock to them, and it's going to demoralize them. That even without witting them, they have drawn conclusion that it's a game over. There's nothing to lie about. So these are not units that any group outside or whatever should come and attack. I'm just telling you. So it's sad. That's about the security. So we need to, at the same time, everyone have to prepare for otherwise because our country is not safe. These same guys, it took them like just 2 weeks to overrun from Baghdad to Syria and large portion of that country. Once they start moving with their equipment, nobody will stop them. You will see those people wearing trousers. The following day on TV, they are with black and black. Those that refuse, they will be flogging their nyash. And why they are recruiting people like normal business? They are being motivated with something, ideology. So, and to fight them, according to the Israelis, he said, don't allow them to get a foothold. The American, the same time, once they have a foothold in a place, even superpower go there. Is it not NATO that went to Iraq? Look at the way they left that place. So the best is don't give them a chance to even start at all. Once you give them a chance, my man, before you can root them, it's going to be a problem. So it's a serious issue, and the people listening to our voice have to understand that what is before them is serious. Like the AXU, look, my dear sister, ASU is on strike, oh, doctor is on strike, oh, this one is on strike. The problem why ASU is on strike is not because of Buhari. We are in a country that lack accountability. Whether they generate money or that they don't generate, look, everything just like black market. The government pump money to education, but nobody account for it, how they spend this money. Even the same military, they have been pumping money. There is no accountability. The few people on top, within the among the lecturers that are striking today, they are millionaires because of this mismanagement. But the majority of the people don't benefit from, even the student and some junior lecturers. Likewise, the military. Likewise, the medical, the healthcare system. They pump money to it. Few medical people on top, they make money and they become billionaires. Why those that they are expecting to do the job don't get anything? Everything about Nigeria, it was based on colonial mentality, and we never one day sat down to change things from that colonial mentality to start doing things the rightful way. The police that are going to train our state police, according to what Peter Obi said, Peter Obi have to be very, because I love him, I want to vote for him, and I want people to vote for him. You have to see the challenges that is confronting this country. If you go to police station to go and write a statement today, the system they practice in Nigeria, I want to say here openly, you are the one, you will pay for the pen to write your statement. You will pay for the paper they want to use to write your statement. You will pay for the car to go and arrest somebody. This is what they are still practicing. I have a business that I was running. Someone came there and tried to steal something from here. I pressed a button and I said, it's okay, let them go. When they complain, I have to pay for all these things. My friend who is a big police officer, he said, my brother, not be here, you come out. We are still doing it like that. If you not do, nobody go mind you. So these same people are the one that will come and look at the governors you will give the state police to. If you give to them, some of them are even like the terrorists. They will just use it against. So we need to, like as this last speaker said, if you want Nigeria to move forward, we have to be sincere. We need to address one big thing. That thing is, where is the power of Nigeria lying? The power is not in the hands of the people anymore. The colonial master came, they took the power from the people. They hold it tight. We got an independent. We refuse to give power to the people. The power of Nigeria is in the hands, on the federal level, in the hands of president, on the state, on the hands of government. Among these two, none of them account to Nigeria. They do what they like with the resources being available to them. So tomorrow, if you build a police under this same power, just the way the federal have abused all the structure, likewise the state will do. So it's a serious challenge because it's not going to be easy. But what he recommended is the best medicine to solve this problem. But because of the high level of the rottenness of our country and our inability to look back to where we are coming from, we may likely end up in another worse situation. But I pray for it not to be so.
Amen.
My worry now is that will they even allow us to do this election before everything will explode? Because these are strategies. These are, it's like, but for me, I strongly believe that nobody expects this monster to come after those who created it. So it's now after them. And as he's chasing them, but everybody is at a very great risk. If he catch them, he's not going to spare the common masses. And that is why I'm very worried. So that is all I can say, my sister, because it's a serious issue. This unit don't supposed to die like that. This unit of army, of security, a branch of army don't supposed to. They don't supposed to lose anybody. Once they lose any member, it means the last defense is over. This is the last defense of the country. It's serious.
Thank you.
Thank you, my sister.
Thank you very much, Mr. Midwest. It's actually very scary, as to what is happening in the country. It's really, really scary. You cannot open your phone or open the internet or open any of the social media platform and it's something nice to even say, okay, this is something good that is happening in the country. It just keeps going from bad to worse, from one bad news to the other. It's really so scary right now, because if you look at the statistics of Nigerians who are currently living the country now, is higher than before. Everybody just wants to go anywhere that's, that can actually be a place that they can be safe. It's just terrible. We really do hope
Mm.
that Nigerians are awake, trying to do everything possible that they can to salvage the situation. And we terribly lack discipline. Discipline is one thing that we really, really lack in this country. I just really hope everybody is listening to us. That's why we urge you guys to always like and share this broadcast so more people can hear, more people can see what we are doing, more people can hear and get sensitized and know what exactly is happening in the country. We need more people to be aware of their environment. More people need to understand what is going on around them. So, guys, please, if you're yet to like this broadcast, please do so. We're not asking you to like just for our own personal gain. No, we're asking you to like so people can get sensitized, so people can know what is even going on. People can hear your voice, they can hear my voice, they can hear the voice of Nigeria, what they can understand what is going on around them. So, guys, if you're watching me right now, if you're listening to my voice, if you're in the comment section, anywhere you are listening to this video right now, please, guys, endeavor to like and share this broadcast, and do not forget to use the $ right there in the comment section, just on the right hand side, to support us with anything you can for us to keep the movement going. We already told you guys we're going to be coming out every day from now till February next year. We will keep spreading the news. We will keep coming out to talk, for our voices to be heard. We will keep coming out. We cannot get tired now. This is not the time for us to get tired. You guys are trying. You guys have been amazing. But let's continue to push. Let's continue to put the work. Let's continue to double our effort and even triple it. May God help. May God help us. May God help Nigeria. Anyways, I'm going to go to the last person I have here, which is Mr. Jordan. Mr. Jordan, good evening to you. Thank you for joining me. Please go ahead and make your contributions.
Hello, good evening, everybody, and thank you all the panelists and those listeners. And actually, thank you for the presentation. Yes, I will start by saying, just in echoing what most of us have been saying over time, and what some of us have also said here on the panel. Nigeria has never been set up to function as a country. So from the beginning, Nigeria has been set up to achieve the inordinate ambition of the British that have set up Nigeria. Nigeria was set up purely as a business enterprise by the British. And our dubious, selfish politicians came and then exasperated the situation. Okay? By concentrating so much power at the center. And like we all say, like it's always said, absolute power corrupt absolutely. That is what is going on in Nigeria. Now, before I move forward, I want to make some comment about what some of the particular, I think two Nigeria also made concerning the lecturers' strike. Well, it pains my heart when I was listening to that. I was really so pained. Why most of us Nigerians are the way we think. In fact, somebody rightly said in one of the program I listened that Nigeria is like this. He very well described the situation of Nigeria. That when a thief comes to you, he steals your property, he steals your money, and then he goes. If you do not resist him, you will go unhurt. But a politician comes to you, they steal not only your property, not only your money, they steal your future, the future of your children and that of your unborn children. They steal your dignity. In fact, they strip you, literally strip you of your dignity. But when a thief comes to you, at least you try to do everything you can to protect yourself or to ward him off if you can. But when politicians come, we don't protect them and we don't try to ward them off, but rather we fight each other to protect them. The same people that have come to steal from us, we fight each other to protect them. All right? And that is so sad. That is so sad. And the thief, the common thief that comes to steal from you, you don't have anything to You don't beg him to come to you. But the politicians, we rather bring them to come and steal from us. That is exactly the typical situation in Nigeria. We are the one that, fending for these people. Now, at this critical point in the history of Nigeria, you still see people defending Nigerians and defending politicians that have done so much evil. How can somebody be telling that ASU strike for 6 months, they shouldn't be paid because they have been on strike? Are you kidding me? Of how many years Abacha have been in Buhari has been in this administration? Calculate the number of months, if not spanning into years, he has spent abroad going for treatment. Is he not receiving his salary? Whenever he goes, where he park his private jet, there was a time it was calculated, I think, between 4,500 to 5,000 pounds or dollars per day, where he parks his private jet. Now, calculate that amount of money on the number of days months he has ever gone to take his medical tourism. And this is a man that promised nobody would go on medical tourism when he was campaigning. Calculate that. It's enough to build hospitals of international standard in Abuja and in many other states and some other states. But he receives salary, and then governors, ministers, senators, even you spend our own money also to go to London to visit him whenever he goes on his sick leave. All these are our money that are being spent. And then lecturers are there asking for a peanut. What they're asking is even a peanut compared to what 2 senators in Nigeria go home with every year. Compared to what each governors in Nigeria, 2 governors in Nigeria steal from Nigeria every year. What these lecturers are asking is a peanut compared to what Tinubu steal from Lagos every day, every month. Are you kidding me? That the lecturers they shouldn't pay them? This is absurd. What has happened to our brain? Why are we thinking backward? Is it hard to make Nigeria work by safeguarding these our thieves that are stealing our common goods? We have so much money and they are stealing it, and you still want to leave so much money in their hands rather than allowing them to give lecturers money to finance our education so that we have good education for our children. And you are telling me that lecturers who are protesting, requiring them to finance education, requiring them to abide by the agreement. This is an agreement, contract agreement they entered into with the federal government. They failed on their own side, and lecturers are asking them, come and fulfill your agreement, your own part of the bargain. They refuse because none of their children is here in Nigeria schooling. None of the senators, their children are here in Nigeria schooling. None of the governors, their children are here in Nigeria schooling. And you are telling me that lecturers, honestly, when I was listening to that, I feel so pain. It's like Nigeria, we're not going anywhere with the kind of mindset. And that again brings me to, the worst enslavement you can enslave anybody in the world is mental slavery. That was what Mali said. To emancipate yourself from mental slavery, that is the first thing. Nigeria have been so enslaved mentally that it's hard for an average Nigerian to even reason, even those that have some of us that are abroad, the way even we still reason like as if when we are abroad and we see how things function. No lecturer is on a dime in America or in any part of Western world. They pay them their salary promptly. They finance this education promptly. That is why all these lecturers, all these politicians who have been stealing our money, our resources, go send their children abroad because of the good education and facilities they provide over there for their own people. And you are telling me lecturers who are fighting for our children should go, that is selfish. Are you kidding me? Well, it's up to you. It's up to you guys. But the point is, again, security system in Nigeria, I have always said, there's no way this caused purely by Buhari is responsible for this insecurity in Nigeria. Is responsible for the terrorism that is going on in Nigeria. His primary responsibility is to save life and property and the dignity of his people. And if you have failed in that, in America and other Western world, whenever anything happens in a country, The president comes out and say, the buck stops from me. Even if the buck stops from Buhari, but there is every evidence pointing to him that is the one sponsoring sponsoring some terrorist group that are ravaging and killing our people every day in Nigeria. Otherwise, he wouldn't be aloof. He wouldn't be behaving the way he's behaving, as if he doesn't care. And of course, he doesn't care because he's achieving his goal. He's purely achieving his perfectly planned goal of destabilizing the country for his own, will I say, religious agenda of colonizing Nigeria. Now, there is a bill that they are trying to pass now in Nigeria. If they pass that bill, I don't know. In fact, you see what we're going through now? It's going to be a child's play. Even when what is it called? When P2B comes in, because it will be difficult to change that bill if they pass it before he comes. So Nigeria should wake up, because worse days are ahead. The days we are going through now, as worse as it is, many worse days are ahead. And then again, I keep saying, this election, we are all fighting and they are using to divert our attention. We may not even all see that this Nigeria as it is by 2023. Okay, with how fast and how quick things are deteriorating, things are happening, as if we don't have anybody, as if the plane that we are all traveling on, as if the pilots have left the plane. Of course, that is exactly what has happened. The plane that Nigeria is sitting on traveling, the pilot is gone. There's no pilot. There is just no pilot. It doesn't even have autopilot self to pilot itself. We are just going and hoping that, well, we might land well in the ditch, and maybe perhaps some people might be saved. The fear, what kills people most is not even the fear of, like when COVID came, many people were even dying before the COVID gets to hit them. Okay? Nigeria, the problem we are having in Nigeria is fear. And these politicians have craftily and masterfully use all their apparatus in putting this fear into the minds of everyone.
Okay.
You talk, let us come out and protest. People will say, oh, they will kill us. Myanmar people, Sri Lanka, they kill all of them, right? All those thousands, if not millions, that came out to protest and drive away their president. They killed them, right? They killed them. I'm sure they kill all of them. When they said there is protest, only few people will come out.
Were you around during the end SARS protest?
I wasn't around. What about it?
Okay, I just wanted to know, right? Because
I wasn't around, but I know how many hundreds of thousands I spent in that NSAS. And I know how many of my friends who are not even Nigeria, that supported, that contributed in what was provided for people, because the reason why NSAS kind of progress or lasted the day it lasted was that people were coming there, even if they didn't believe the answer, they were coming there as long as their food is guaranteed, their daily meal, breakfast and lunch and dinner were guaranteed, and good medical care that were being offered there. That was why some people were coming, and people made provision for that. We mustn't all be there physically. Okay. If we were to be in an ID country, we here should have been voting. We should have been able to vote. If I come to Nigeria now and there is election in America, I will be able to vote while in Nigeria for any candidate I want in America. So these are some of the things we should be fighting, because the people in diaspora are why Nigeria is still surviving today. Whether you like it or not, that is the truth. But if you like, make it, if you don't like. Okay, so we mustn't all be there physically. And if it warrant us to be there, I will be there. Whenever I come to Nigeria, I am the only person that whenever I go to the airport and then they are delaying us and then nobody speaks up and they didn't tell us why the plane is being delayed, I always stand up at the airport and shout and scream at them and tell them that we customers, we have the right to know why we are being delayed and what is the time and we are going to leave. Everybody will be looking at me and say, where does this man come from? They'll be laughing. And I will tell them that is why Nigeria is like this. I don't care. I don't fear. If I am in Nigeria today, trust me, there's no protest that will happen that I will not be there. I will not go out there.
All right. That's just what I wanted to know. Thank you very much, Mr. Juden, for your time and your contributions.
Okay, can I respond to him? Because he really spent a lot of time addressing me.
Thank you very much to Niger. I will come back to you. I just wanted to quickly acknowledge Joseph OG. Thank you very much for your continued support to us. Vivian the Rose, thank you very much for your continued support to us. I saw your contribution today, this morning, and you did it again. Thank you very much. I appreciate every one of you. And I want to appreciate every one of you that have been contributing since. Before I go to Niger, I just wanted to add up to what my brother Midwest people actually said earlier on. Insecurity is one of the biggest thing that is about to happen in Nigeria. But with the way things are going right now, it looks like they don't want this to happen. It looks like Nigerian government don't want this to happen because it's already obvious that Peter Obi is certainly going to clinch it. So how can they stop Peter Obi? In different ways. They can stop it in different ways. They can stop it with this war they're about to start right now. Because trust me, I'm already foreseeing war happening before 2023. Or maybe revolution. Revolution is still a war if we look at it the other way around. So that's what they're trying to do right now. Because they see it that there's no way they can ring this. Although if Peter Obi wins, this same devilish government might not want to give him the power. It's already obvious they might not want to. But the stand of the Nigerian youth right now, if it's obvious to everyone that Peter Obi won and they didn't give it to him, then war will still happen in Nigeria. So to be honest, we don't even know our fate right now. We don't know what is happening right now. A lot of my family members, friends, and well wishers are asking me, what am I still doing in Nigeria? Yes, I understand. I'm supposed to leave or I shouldn't even be here right now because we don't have any single security. But trust me, I'm a patriotic Nigerian. You know, I love my country. I want it to be a better place. That's why I'm here. My wish is for this country to become a better place for every one of you, every one of us. And some of you watching me right now will certainly move back home as well. You know, so I appreciate you all for your continuous support every day on this platform. Every one of you, we argue, we disagree all the time here, but we are still one family. We are still on the same course. How Nigeria can become a better place. That's what we all stand for. Thank you very much, my people. I'm still here listening. I'm going to give, before I hand over to Kashi, I want to Nigeria to quickly respond to that in 2 minutes. Then Kashi, you take over.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. See, Jude, I think you are misunderstanding me holding ASU accountable for letting the federal government out of this city hook. I think they share most of the blame, but that is not an illusion to Nigerians. Nigerians already know that. But you also have to hold the professors that know better accountable. These people understand precisely the effects of their action. There is a reason why in the Bible they said those that actually know more have more accountability. Because you can't just say you understand the impact that this is having on the nation, that our youths are not going to get educated. And you go on these strikes, and then at the end, you still get paid anyway. I'm not saying they are not worth the salary. I'm not saying they should not get paid. But I'm saying that they should disincentivize the need to be going on such long strikes that are actually in ultimately damaging the students and leaving poor students at home while rich students go overseas or go to private universities. This is the system that these people have created in this country for the last 50 years, that they've been going on strike repeatedly. That is what the legacy they've left us. This same problem happened in the UK. It's not only Nigeria that has had the problem, and the US. This happened everywhere in the world. What do you think they did? In the 70s, the UK was almost constantly in paralysis. Beans were not being taken out. Teachers were not going to school because of strikes. And it led to Thatcher coming into office, and she banned most of it. And guess what? The economy went on to grow and function because the nation is like a machine. If you keep a kind of choking off one part of the machine so that the machine cannot move, we all will be poorer for it. That is what these lecturers are doing. The education system is very, very important. We all have poor parents everywhere that go on to make sacrifices to educate their children, and the children go on to make sacrifices for their parents and praise those parents beyond anything. They value those parents that made sacrifices for them. What stops our lecturers from doing the same? If they had done it 50 years ago, they would have yielded students today that would be grateful for them for the education they provided them. And they probably would have gotten better results out of the federal government now. So we know this is already. We shouldn't be making excuses for failure because all the developed countries don't have the same problem. Right now, the UK rail workers want to go on strike for 1 day at a time, and if the government is still looking to ban them from doing that 1 day, and their salary has not increased in the last 12 years.
Okay, my brother, look at the UK, all the places you are calling, the government provides for them, for their citizen health care, right? They provide for them opportunities that if you're not working, you lose your job, you can go and apply for unemployment benefit. And so many other benefits they provide for their citizens. And then they finance it, so far they've been financing education so well. And then in those countries, no senator is earning so much money than you have in Nigeria. No governor is stealing so much money than you have in Nigeria. But in a country where the leaders are stealing so much money, billions, and these poor professors that have studied, that have devoted themselves training our children, they are there, they cannot even maintain their rickety cars. And they are seeing senators that most of them does not even have education. Buhari, a president, does not even have primary school education. He's earning billions every year. How can you be in such a country and you are seeing this? An ordinary peanut you are asking for, not just for yourself alone, but to help develop the school so that children will have good and quality education. And you are telling me you are comparing it to, I mean, when we want to compare things, let us compare it properly. Okay?
Thank you.
Soldiers are dying as we speak. Soldiers are dying as we speak. Who is paying for their salaries? Some of their children are at home because of the ASU strike.
The soldiers are dying because the body refused to pay their salary. Their money, their salaries,
their lives don't matter.
Their money for their welfare are stolen by their generals. The money they allocate to them, they are being stolen by their generals. We all know all of this.
Sacrifice.
Mr. Tunaja, please, a minute. I want to quickly respond to something.
Defending the indefensible.
Mr. Julian, thank you all so much.
Mr. Tunaja, please.
Mr. Tiobala, please be quick. We're about to round up the show.
Okay. Tunaja, thank you so much. I understand the angle you are coming from. Just that our leader, they don't listen. No matter how you try to give other method or so, they will not listen to you. But the angle I'm speaking here next is why we need to revamp our educational system. We have been talking about the security aspects we have been facing over the years, how we intend to people sell out to other foreigners. If you listen to politics today, you will see where the governor of Ekiti State, Fayemi, partner with Chinese individuals to come and help them develop a software to monitor their zone. Are you getting me? Now you are not bringing Chinese company to come and help you develop a software. And when they were doing it, I see other small Chinese people. These are just secondary schools or university graduates. If, for instance, our university is being funded and everything is in order, they would have go to the extent of going to China to go and employ software developer. Where we have many equity that can do that. And now, what will not happen to the security of our system? Know fully well, no matter what China do, they will put their chips or whatever. But that is not the issue now. But the truth of the matter is that we need to fund our educational system to have less dependent of the foreign bodies. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Tiobala. So, guys, We're going to be rounding up the show very soon, but you know how we do it. I'm going to give everybody an opportunity once again to round up on what they've been saying so far. But before I do that, let me take time out to acknowledge the people on the comment section. Thank you guys for being here. Mr. Tunaija is on the comment section and also one of the panelists today. Thank you, Mr. Tunaija. I see you right there, the Moon Star. I see you, Johnson Emmanuel. I see you right there, Johnson Emmanuel. Wait till even happen. Why you know they even join us for the panel? So you all these things where they talk, all this type where they type. So you go fit talk am for here now, make we hear your voice. So please endeavor to join us, Mr. Johnson Emmanuel. I see Gabriel Gardner. Thank you so much, Daniel Alex. I see you right there, Joseph Orji. Thank you so much, and also thank you for the super sticker. God bless you. I see the mommy of all. Mommy Diaspora, thank you, Mommy Diaspora, for being here with us. I say Mr. Theophilus right there. Thank you, Mr. Theophilus, Daniel Alex, Uche Ginny. I see you right there. Thank you guys so much for always being here. I appreciate you and the mommy of all. I see Samuel Olaka. Samuel Olaka, thank you very much. Ganzel, Kelvin, Andrew, I see you. Father Evangelist, man of God, I see you right there. Thank you so much. I see Guy Owanlele. Thank you so much for being here. Mary Kimade, Juno Baseki. Thank you all so much for being here. Naomi Bella, I see you right there. Thank you all so much. Guys, the comments are a lot. I'm so sorry if I've not called your name. Sorry about that, guys, but I want to say thank you. I see all of you. I see you in the comment section. I see you all. I see everything you do. Thank you all so much to my amazing panelists. You guys are the best. Mr. Tunaija, Mr. Tiyobala, Mr. CM, Mr. John, Mr. Judith, Mr. Midwest people. I see Samuel is trying to join us right now. Thank you all so much for being here. I appreciate you guys. Oh, Mr. Collins was also here. Thank you so much, Mr. Collins. God bless you guys for always taking time out from your busy schedule to be here for us to discuss about things like this. And to my amazing viewers from wherever it is you're watching me from today, thank you guys so much for always coming through, for always viewing our show, watching our show, and supporting us one way or the other. Thank you guys so much. You all have a special place in my heart. So I'm going to give everybody an opportunity to round up on what they've been saying so far. Guys, please stick to your 1 minute. 1 minute is 1 minute this time. And I'm going to start from Mr. Tunaija. Mr. Tunaija, 1 minute.
Yeah, why are you starting? Okay.
Also start from you.
That's fine. Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
Because
That's fine.
everybody is attacking Mr. Tunaija, you have to start from you. Yeah, 1
See,
minute.
I am not here to tell Nigerians what they want to hear because we have been hearing these things for decades now. It hasn't done us any good. We need to start telling our people the truth. We live in countries where strikes are banned and limited heavily. They don't allow you to strike for months. If you strike for more than 2 weeks, 1 week even, you are not going to get paid. That's for sure in the UK. As a matter of fact, the people will turn on you because they want to get to work to their private jobs. So they will not want their children to remain at home without going to school. And the teachers, their salaries are not going up the same way. We act as if we are the only ones suffering. There is poor people all over the country. How about the private sector in Nigeria? How about the military? How about the police? How are their lives not? Why do their lives not matter too? Some of them are actually dying on behalf of the country, and their children are sitting at home because of these strikers. We cannot grind the country to a halt because we feel hard done by every single time. You can do it, fine. Do it now and let it be done once and for all. Don't keep going back to the same instrument claiming that you're helping the people when you're actually damaging them. This is what I am calling for. We have to look at the results and look at what has happened to our tertiary education in Nigeria. These people have damaged it, including the federal government and the ASU union themselves. They have a symbiotic relationship that has not left any of them poorer. And that is something we have to understand. ASU still get paid, whatever happens. This salary that they're talking about, they are still going to get paid eventually, and the federal government is still going to get paid. Who is left without? The poor Nigerians. The poor Nigerians specifically, not even the rich Nigerians, the poor Nigerians that cannot afford private education or sending their children overseas. We have to realize this and stop patronizing our citizens by saying that, oh, we are supporting lecturers because they are fighting on behalf of us. What are they fighting for if you are the one suffering? We have to ask serious questions here. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Tunaija. Mr. Tiyobala, you're up next. 1 minute, please.
Yeah, thank you so much. please, the situation of the country right now is something that we cannot just keep our hand and start watching. Everybody has to be security conscious. As we speak right now, they have already written a letter. They are just waiting for the day they will go to strike. Lagos have been surrounded. Each of the Yoruba land have been surrounded. Abuja, as we speak right now, have been surrounded. Kaduna have been surrounded. Every part of the country have been surrounded. Church is not safe anymore. I want to use this opportunity to all the bishop, all the senior pastors and all that, to try as much as they can to involve the security personnel to mark their gate and everywhere, and they should do their own personal security guard as well. It's very important. And to Nigeria students, I know the strike action right now is affecting not only you, the lecturers as well. You know, but I just want you to know that it's just a sacrifice that each and every one of us must pay. But I want to use the opportunity to advise you. You don't have to wait for them to teach you in the classroom. Take your phone, take your laptop, go to YouTube, learn any programming language you want to learn any skill you want to learn. While the school is on strike, you can be able to get one or two skills and get you a good job you want to go. After all, it's not you don't even need university degree in the first place to get any good job. You don't have to be skillful. That is all. But the truth of the matter is that university education is very vital in terms of nation building and human capital development. It's very vital. But the government of the day, they are insensitive to the core value of nation building. They are insensitive to human capital development. All they care about is just their personal gain. They don't care about the situation of the country. They send their children abroad to go and study. They don't care about you. They don't care about me. We just have to pay this sacrifice. Just do it. But while you are waiting, you just have to pick up your internet and learn one or two things. It's very vital. Don't wait for these insensitive governments to take over the affair of the country. And get ready to get your PVC. The revolution that is coming, we must get it icon 2023. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chiyabala. Mr. CM, you're up next. 1 minute, please.
Okay. Thank you, Kachi. I will conclude by saying what we've already known. Nigeria is a failed state. Because Nigeria is a failed state, anything is possible. Like we've all known, these are very precarious times we are in. I don't know, for non-state actors to be harassing presidential guard, that tells you all you need to know. But my prayer, I still have to express hope, is that let the damage not be much. God come and intervene, because our soldiers has been overrun. But our security, so to speak, has been overrun. The people are now left to fend for themselves. And that is very, very sad indeed. That is a situation we found ourselves in since Jonathan was removed from office. Now, what are we gonna do? At this point in time, regarding ASU, I will only throw one clincher to them. Let ASU at least let them satisfy all righteousness. Next time, hopefully the professors, they should not participate in INEC elections anymore. If they say the university professor should come and be returning officer and do this, he said no. ASU should ban their members from doing that. Even if I know it might be extra money for them, they should not do it so that they retain their sanctity. Because you cannot see why people should be rigged into office and then university professor will now come and then certify it. So ASU should stick their members. That is not to say that what they are owed should not be paid, or that I'm happy that they are being owed their salaries. No, but for God's sake, for heaven's sake, they should never again participate in INEC elections. As simple as
Okay.
that. Thank
All
you.
right. Thank you very much, Mr. CM. I'm going to go straight to Mr. John.
Well, thank you, everyone, and thank you very much, Kachi, for again letting me join the program. I think Nigerians should.
Mr. John.
Hello, hello. Can you hear me, Kachi? I can see them.
Mr. John, I'm hearing you, but I don't know why the rest of people are not hearing you.
We can hear you, John.
Okay, Mr. John, I can hear you. Please go ahead.
Oh, okay. I think that Nigerians should try and have a balance of being hopeful and realistic. I think the hope comes from every day you have an opportunity to get engaged, to talk to people in your community, to discuss things that affect your day-to-day life. I think you should be hopeful because, despite the the environment that is Nigeria, as long as you're alive, there's hope. So I think that you should be hopeful because truly you have an opportunity every day to take destiny into your own hands. So I think that hope is really, really important. But I also think what is equally important is to be realistic. So while you're being hopeful and strategizing about how to make your life a better life, also be realistic about the things that are affecting the country. I think I think we've heard terrorism and Boko Haram and conspiracy and this and that so many times that we become desensitized to those words. But those things are not something that you should be desensitized to. We need to really have our eyes wide open in terms of what it means to be in the Nigeria of today. And so that's important because if it means like someone said earlier, don't wait on universities, go and get your own education online. I know that might be very difficult for people who have we're here in developed countries, and internet is basically very accessible for anyone at whatever speed you need it. But so I don't want to come off as inconsiderate, but try as much as you can. And I know that one thing that I'm very, 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 very optimistic about is that the indigenous people who make up Nigeria are among the most creative, strong, rugged, genius, just amazing people that you have on this planet. Now, even though I'm not someone who supports the country called Nigeria, I believe deeply in its people. So though you are being hopeful, be realistic and use that realistic sense to go and get the education how you can get it, defend yourself the way you can defend yourself, and participate as much as you can in the world and in the society you want to see. So God bless you all, and thank you for letting me be on this program.
Thank you very much, Mr. John, and God bless you too. I'm going to go straight to Mr. Samuel. Mr. Samuel, please.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening, Mr. Samuel. How are you doing today, sir?
Oh, I'm fine.
Okay.
I just decided to call today, though I haven't called for participated for a long time, just on the chat section because of something I think John said. He re-echoed something I spoke about a long time ago, which is highlighting the real problem that the problem of Nigeria, which I also want to stress, because when I highlighted it a long time ago, I think maybe it doesn't seem important or not realized. But he said it again, and I feel that, look, our real problem is the Constitution. Our major problem is Nigerian Constitution. We are mixing a nation of people with different diversity and different ideological beliefs and different religious fanaticism of various kinds in one country under one constitution. And I just feel that if that is not thoroughly addressed, Nigeria is not going to go forward as we wish it to go, because everybody is unique in its own ways. Every individual, every nation is unique in its own ways. The constitution that works in United States cannot be taken completely, just like the other colleagues said. You're taking another man's mask to put for your own self to fight COVID. No, you have to decide your own peculiarities. Take your own differences. How does this fit you? The constitution we operate in Nigeria is not applicable to our own setting. We need a national conference, to me, a thorough national conference where we really sit down and decide how we're going to live together as a people. Peter B's coming is very positive to me, positive, which we must give it a go, a change. That real change they promised us during that Buhari's time is not the right one. We have tested his form of change and it is false. I think we need to try a new change and see how it can drive us towards a new way to restructure our economy. It's just not nice that as a nation, we have stayed for over these years. Youths are doing all their best, and we are having so much militancy from the government, not supporting us. Look at the young lady that did a marvelous thing in this tournament. I mean, how much did the government support her? Very minimal. Some of us are over here struggling because of the nature of the economy, not supporting us. I think, how long is it going to take us to come to realize the value and the importance of doing something? Calling for a national conference, to me, otherwise a lot of this agitation will keep going on, because people are not actualizing the dream they want. If you actualize the dream, it takes your own personal sweat, your own personal effort, and that is not nationhood. A nation that doesn't defend its people, a nation where the terrorists are taking over. No, that is not how it's supposed to be. And if we sorry, I know I've gone beyond my 1 minute, but I just came late, so I just felt I should give a little summary of my thinking for this session.
Okay.
So I just feel that let's just like he said, in as much as we have hope, we should also apply realism. The reality of it is, are we really operating under a constitutional setup that fits our collective objective? Look, it is not time to smile anymore. People say obese supporters are angry, it's insultive. Please, Nigeria economy, is this something you smile? Look, we have to come out bold and tell these people that, look, it is time to face these men. If they say we are saucy, yes, let us be. It's no more something of a joke. People have been dead over there at Lekki for Nigeria, and you are saying we shouldn't be angry for an economic situation like this? Please, I think we need to, if we are coming for something, we must take it with some element of boldness. Don't allow these people intimidate us.
All right,
Be
thank
ready
you.
to stand up. That's just what I feel, and I'm trying to give my own submission. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Samuel. Thank you so much for that. That was very passionate. Thank you for that. Nigeria is going through a lot right now, and we all need to put our hands together. I mean, we need all hands on deck. If one person cannot do this, we just need everybody's efforts right now in order to achieve these goals. So I'm going to go straight to Mr. Midwest. Mr. Midwest, please, your 1 minute starts now.
Good evening, madam. We have said a lot of things here.
Mm-hmm.
What I want to say is this: the ASU strike of a thing that my brother just said. We have to be sincere. There are a lot of professors who are millionaires because of the money that the federal government has been pumping into education sector. It's just the common masses that is suffering everything, abandoning people for good 6 months, and in the name of we are striking for the good of the same people. It's questionable. We have to be sincere. And the reason why we find ourselves in this situation is not because the government have neglected them. Nigeria as a whole, all sector fabrics of the country, we were raised in a manner where accountability doesn't make sense to us. And the truth of the matter is that once that accountability is not there, it means we operate in darkness. And within darkness, you can't see anything that is going on. It's a problem. Look, not only educational sector, healthcare is also the same situation. Because if the healthcare people want to abandon, just imagine, we know say this hospital is not working anyway, and they decide now say we don't want to treat anybody not in 6 months. Imagine, look at the police, look at everybody. So the country is a total mess. I'm just telling you the truth. And most of the actions of the people is based on interest and selfishness, not really to address one issue. I'm just telling you. So it's a serious issue. Look at this security situation we find ourselves. Look, Jonathan pump a lot of money. Obasanjo pump a lot of money. The same so-called president now has been pumping Nigeria money to secure the country. Look at the situation we find ourselves. It's still the same situation. And those who are clamoring for recruitment of more people, look, if all Nigerians, you recruit all Nigerians to army today, we have worse problem. You cannot secure a country where there is no identity, no forensic. The worst criminal in Nigeria that has been in prison for all his life, if you release him today and tell him go and get Nigeria police reports, they will give him that person is free from crime because they don't have data. Look, there is no way in Nigeria people will request for police character of somebody, or they will give you positive. If Anini, you hear of his name, those people, if he happens to be alive today, they say, go and bring. He will go to Nigeria, we give him a positive one and say, this man is a free man, because they have no data of the people. So this democracy that we just enter, those guys who wrote the constitution for us, that said we Nigeria, they destroyed the country. And Obasanjo who ruled with all their levels of professor could not even correct this constitution. They killed the country. We shouldn't see this issue as Buhari problem. These are problems that has been accumulating for years. It has reached a point, because the world is changing, that either you move forward, you are going.
Mr. Midwest.
You probably lost him.
Okay, Mr. Juden.
It's on now. Okay, everybody, thank you so much. Everybody that has spoken. I want to say,
can you guys hear me? Because I just stopped hearing Mr. Midwest.
Yeah, I'm hearing you. Can I continue?
Yes, Mr. Juden, please go ahead. I can't hear Mr. Midwest anymore.
So everything we are going through, I always continue to mention, boils down on number one, corruption. Number two, the country is operating on a false premise. What I mean by that, the constitution on which we are operating is also corrupted. It's false, it's a fake. So that's why I say everything boils down on corruption. Because you can't imagine in a country like Nigeria, apart from the senators and the governors and all the politicians, the number of generals today in the army, majority of them are multi-billionaires. And Boko Haram has, since the invention of Boko Haram, it's been a multi-billion-dollar business in Nigeria, which the generals in the army has been a cash cow for them. Because if you go back and they tell you how much, both in what is it called, Jonathan's administration, even down to the previous, what is his name, Obasanjo's administration, and down to Buhari's administration, they have spent several billions of dollars on equipments, in providing equipment. Where are those equipments? Every time we see videos of army officers in the battle, fighting Boko Haram, displaying armored tanks that can never move. Sometimes there were even some that they will be pushing, displaying guns that can never shoot. You see these terrorists having chain bullet wrapped around them several times in their body with sophisticated weapons, and they are going after Nigerian army that have weapons that only God knows how many centuries they've had those weapons. Probably most of those weapons they use are the ones they used during the Biafra army, the Biafran civil war, the Nigerian civil war. How can they operate? Everything boils down lack of accountability. Everybody is doing whatever they like. Just thief as much as you can thief. This one thief. All those in authority. Honestly, if I should have my way, man, everybody in authority, both past and present, not only they will be prosecuted, but every damn thing they have will be confiscated and be returned back to the Nigerians. And then all their family, all of them will be meant to account for what their parents have done, because they are the beneficiaries of what their fathers and their mothers are doing in Nigeria. Those that have been looting Nigeria, and the beneficiaries of all of this are their children, their families. All of them should be meant to account for it.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. Juden. I really can feel the passion in your voice. I understand that Nigeria is frustrating a lot of people right now. But thank you guys once again for always taking time out of your busy schedules to join me here every day. Do not forget to join us Monday to Saturday, 10 a.m. Nigerian time for our discussion.
Please, Kachi, please.
Yeah.
I know I know most people must have gone, but there is something I want to say that will prick the conscience of Nigerians, even those that are listening. Please, please.
Okay, you have
And and, and,
1 minute. Please.
okay, 1 minute or whatever. And that is this: the best hospital ever in West Africa opened in Ghana last month at the cost of $14.5 million, which is while accountant general in Nigeria stole 81 billion naira, which gives you $194 million. So if you divide 194 by 14.5, you are likely to get more than 10 brand new teaching hospitals in Nigeria with that money. So that is what I've just checked now. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. CM. That's an eye opener right there. So,
Yeah,
guys,
thank
like
you.
I said, Nigeria keeps frustrating people, right? You know, every day we'll just keep hearing different things. Anyways, we pray the Almighty God continue to guide and protect us while we also do our part, because God will not come down and do for us that which He has given us the power to do for ourselves. Thank you guys once again for always coming out here to join us, you know, taking time out of your busy schedules. Thank you all so much. God bless you. You all have a special place in my heart. Do not forget to join us 10 a.m. Nigerian time, Monday to Saturday for our newspaper review, and Monday to Thursday, 5 p.m. Nigerian time for a discussion. Then every Friday, 6 p.m. Nigerian time, we do have our discussion. So, guys, endeavor to join us. Thank you all so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate you all. This is me saying bye-bye. Peace out. I remain your girl, Kachi, until I come your way next time tomorrow. Endeavor to join me. And guys, do not forget to like and share if you're yet to do so. If you can hear my voice, please like this video and share it. Thank you. Bye-bye and ciao.
Thank you.